Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Chelsea Rodstrom, Research Analyst at Global X, to discuss the newly launched China Disruption ETF, ticker KEJI. Chelsea, it's great to see you again. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Great to see you too, Jill.
All right. Well, congratulations on the launch. Tell us about the Global X fund that launched this week, the China Disruption ETF.
Sure. So KEJI, or the Global X China Disruption ETF, is the fund we launched today and is really unique in that it's the first actively managed China-focused ETF in the US. It's also really unique because it's a multi-themed ETF. It seeks to harness the disruptive power of many of the Chinese firms within these themes. It's also focused on several disruptive trends that are occurring in China, including e-commerce, 5G, robotics, and cybersecurity. It really blends Global X's thematic expertise with Mirae Asset's deep Chinese equity and research expertise. So the fund is sub-advised by our partners at Mirae Asset. We have a very close relationship with them, as Global X is a member of the Mirae family, and we've worked with them before on some of our products as well. They are Mirae was actually founded in the emerging markets and is based in the region. So it's based in South Korea, but they also have offices in Hong Kong and Vietnam, in India, as well as Brazil and Colombia. So we feel that given the rapid pace of change in China, coupled with the very complex capital markets and China's increasingly global ambitions, that an active approach can really be invaluable in appropriately targeting those disruptive companies that really stand to benefit from the materialization of those themes within China.
So Chelsea, what kind of exposure, what are some of those themes and access will investors get through this ETF?
So KEJI offers a really comprehensive and dynamic approach for investors interested in China. First, it gives investors that dynamic thematic exposure, including to cloud computing, e-commerce, fintech. But the holdings also are going to be dynamically selected by our partners at Mirae, while the theme exposures will be determined by Global X on a semi-annual basis. The fund also features multiple share class exposure, which is very important for investors looking at China that really want to get that local market exposure to the mainland markets, as well as to Hong Kong and to ADRs.
And to wrap up, why does the fund focus on China, given that disruption is global in nature?
Well, the fund focuses on China, given the global leadership of many of these Chinese firms within these themes. So whether it's the fact that China is the largest auto market in the world or the largest e-commerce market in the world, or the fact that many of these Chinese companies like Alibaba and Tencent are very aggressive in their global expansion. They're partnering with and acquiring firms across the emerging markets to further their growth. The fund also recognizes that many of the themes in China are just moving at a faster pace than they are in the rest of the world. So whether that's due to like strong government policies or powerful and growing consumer base, or the fact that they have an increasingly dynamic private sector. So KEJI is a really good way for investors who might not have very deep knowledge of the local markets to still gain access to narrower parts of the Chinese markets that have higher growth potential.
All right, Chelsea, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.